It's a Snap Good Morning. What's going on? It's been a crazy week or two or three or four here. I haven't been posting too much. So hey, let's get back into the swing of things. I'm going to put a little question box. Let's do a machine gun question of the day. You remember the ones where I'm just going to bang out a bunch of fucking questions? I'm going to put the questions up here. Let me know if you think that's a good system. Anxiety. If you're doing an anxiety, one of the first things that you want to do is say, I'm doing an anxiety. And isn't that fantastic? You want to say, thanks for this anxiety. It's a feedback to let me know that I have a fear somewhere that I'm going to get to find now. One of the worst things that you want to go and do with an anxiety is have something that causes an anxiety and then have anxiety about having the anxiety. In that way, you'll spiral out of control and it will just feel much worse. But if you can shift your state, flip it on its head and say, fuck yeah, I'm doing anxiety. Isn't that great? What a great feedback mechanism that is, so that I can look within and go inside and find what the fear is. Somehow I have a future imagined fear or a past imagined guilt that's coming to the surface and pulling me out of presence and creating this feeling of anxiety. It's an opportunity to go to the next level consciously. Probably after you drive the Tesla, I can't imagine going and getting when you drive the Tesla, you can't imagine the petrol's going to be around for too much longer. So I think that buying a petrol car now is you're kind of buying into the past. There's a cool book that I haven't talked about much, haven't recommended here before, is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. It's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. I think a lot of people are too attached and too ingrained in their shit, and they don't realize that nothing fucking really matters. Understand that the scammer and the naive are the perfect match. Scams play an important role in human evolution to help you to balance out your fucking naivety and get real. You don't get caught in scams if you research and you do your homework and you go for real things. At the same time, you don't want to swing the other side and be really skeptical. Severe skepticism pushes away opportunities. Severe naivety pulls in the scammer. However you polarize yourself in the universe, you're going to pull in or push in the other things that get you back into equilibrium, which is mastery. Not too much. The Jeep's way worse. The Jeep uses way more fuel than Lucy. It's the fuel also is not really, it's not on the radar. Relative to the running costs and the cost of the cars, that the fuel doesn't even come onto the radar. I talk about two foundational benchmarks for this one. I talk about the empowerment of the soul and the empowerment of the senses. The empowerment of the senses is what you would call your earthly success, your money, your cash, you're doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, however much you want, all the thing, real success. And then the empowerment of the soul, I would define as the gratitude, fulfillment, love, presence, wisdom, and certainty. And you can have one without the other. Most people have one without the other. I think if you're really successful, but you're not having a good time, not fulfilled, you're undercooked. If you're a monk, meditating all day, and here you are, all elegant, enlightened under the banyan tree, but you're poor and you're fucking disempowered, and you haven't actually got your shit together, and you don't have any real power on the planet, in the financial world that we're on, the rock that we're on, I think that's undercooked as well. Both of them are undercooked. There are no regrets, not because that's the cliche that all the gurus want you to believe, but if you go and do 6 and 13 of the DeMartini method enough times, you realize that there has been no mistakes. You can't mess it up. You've been bathed in love and symmetry your whole life. Biggest limiting belief is an ongoing process. It's a scale of getting to know yourself, owning more of the parts of yourself, starting from when we're early in our development, when we think, well, I'm not much of anything, which is when we're here in repression, we're repressing our true nature. The next level up, which is where the most people are, is the polarized expression. Well, I'm a nice guy. You'll start to own your one side of yourself. I'm a nice guy, but I never do this. I'm never cruel. I'm never mean. And that's a stage of development as well. And understand that a lot of people are there. A lot of people are there. Maybe many of you watching this, sticking to the one side. I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a giving guy. I'm a positive guy. But then disowning the other half, which is the truth. You have it there. You're just being ignorant to it. Or maybe you're in judgment of these traits. Maybe you were taught that it's wrong to be a certain way. Or you're not meant to express certain sides of yourself, which is your true self. And maybe you're taught that that's a sin, and some bloke's going to judge you one day and you're going to go to the hot place. And some people have to live double lives. Many people behave one way in public and a very different way in private. Prim and proper in public, fucked up and filled up in private. They act like fucking animals when they're in private. They're releasing their true self because they have to fucking repress it when they're in public because they're in judgment of the thing. My mentor taught me that the master is the one who can bring their privates public and express with the world their true self, which is a balance of perceived positive traits and perceived negative traits. For the masses, they want you to be one side, and you think that you might have to be one-sided. But just remember that in a family dynamic and in a social dynamic, in culture, every repression gets expressed somehow. And maximum simplicity, maximum fluidity and mastery in your life will come when you give yourself permission to very elegantly express both sides yourself. To anyone here who watches my stuff and engages with my stuff and forms an opinion and shares the opinion with me, thank you, I appreciate that. It's a thank you. Whatever it is, it's a thank you and there's truth to it. There is some truth in it. I have it all. I am everything. I'm a nice guy, but I can be a mean guy. And I'm kind and I'm cruel and I'm giving and I'm taking and I'm altruistic and I'm narcissistic and I'm a hero and I'm a villain. I'm a saint and I'm a sinner. I've got it all. And because I own it all and I love it all and I express it all, I have a lot of control and dominion over how I deploy those things. When you own it all and you're not ashamed to express it all, it's a bit of like, oh, what do I need today? I need a bit of hero. I need a bit of altruism. I need a bit of giving. Dial it in. What do I need today to get to my goal, to get to my ultimate agenda? Oh, I need to be a villain today. Dial it in. Let's do it. The struggle occurs when we attach to one side. When we're there, I'm a fucking hero. I'm a nice guy. And then someone tries to attack that and bring you down and balance you out. I'm a nice guy. No, what you're saying is wrong. And you're trapped in this fucking circumstance, wasting your time, rather than just owning that you have it all. Lady, would you agree that I'm always nice, never mean? Always kind, never cruel?
Oh, babe, I think you're living in a fantasy, eh?
Your partner tends to know all of you. If you're with a partner, by the way, if you've got a life partner that you spend a lot of time with, they'll know both of your sides. From a spiritual evolution point, having a partner on Earth in your earthly journey is really highly efficient. It's a highly efficient way to get to know both sides of yourself. Because with a partner, whatever you disown in yourself, you'll manifest in them. If you're addicted to peace, they'll be wrathful on you. They'll war on you. And so if you don't own and love your own war, and you don't bring that to the surface, and you repress that because you were taught that it's not right to do a war, you'll get fucking beat on. Then you'll go do the makeup sex, pop a bun in the oven, get the fucking kid pops out 9 months later. Guess what that kid's gonna specialize in? Fucky, 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 fucky. If you repress your sexuality, by the way, all the religious parents, the kids turn out sluts. Whatever it is that you repress or disown in your own life, I'm not that. I don't do that. You're going to manifest that in the fucking partner, and you're going to manifest that in the kid. You pop a kid out. They're going to specialize in that thing. And that's part of the journey. That's part of the soul's journey back to unity, back to light. Anyway, bloody hell. First mini lesson in a week. You guys got me going. I'm excited. I won't stop if I've got to put the phone down. Got to get back to work.